Marvel's Jessica Jones has hit Netflix, giving us a story about a PI with superpowers and a lot of emotional baggage. So put on your leather jackets and think up some mean one-liners, because we're going to do a little private investigating of our own to find the 10 coolest Jessica Jones Easter eggs and references. Jessica Jones begins the same way in the show as it did in the comic book, with an angry client attacking Jessica. Bad move on his part, as she sends him crashing headfirst through her door, creating an image identical to that page of the comic. There's also a page in the comic of her on the toilet, which was also used in the show. Luke Cage has two neat references from the comics. First, he wears a yellow shirt. Okay, it's more of a dark gold, which is a nod to his yellow superhero outfit. And second, he says, not once but twice, his signature phrase, "Sweet Christmas." Played by Carrie Ann Moss in the show, Jaren Hogarth was a man in the comics who was the attorney for Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist. Iron Fist is getting his own Netflix series, so we expect to see Jerry again there. Trish Walker's character has a lot of interesting trivia. In the comics, Patricia Patsy Walker starred in Patsy Walker, Patsy and Her Pals, and Patsy and Heidi, where the two girls had a sort of Betty and Veronica dynamic. Then in 1965, she was introduced into the Marvel Universe in Fantastic Four Annual number 3, and it was explained that all of her previous comics were written by her mother, Dorothy Walker, giving her a modicum of fame. This has been tweaked in Jessica Jones, where Patsy herself was a child star, with Dorothy as her abusive and exploitive stage mom. In 1975, in the Avengers number 144, Patsy debuted as Hellcat, a superhero with martial arts skills and mystical powers. In the Alias comic book that the show is based on, Jessica Jones' best friend was Carol Danvers, but when it was announced that Carol will be the star of the upcoming Captain Marvel movie, she was replaced by Patsy, who goes by Trish in the show. Also, Trish has red hair in the comics, but blonde hair in the show, which is referenced a few times in passing as a nod to her comic book roots. We see Trish training in self-defense and even take one of Simpson's red pills to temporarily gain super strength and stamina, so while we didn't get a full-on Hellcat this time around, the groundwork for her superhero persona has been laid. In a flashback scene, Trish suggests Jessica take on the superhero named Jewel and wear a gaudy costume to fight crime. In the comics, Jessica actually had a short stint as Jewel while wearing the very same costume. Jessica refers to an alternate PI named Angela Del Toro. In the comics, Del Toro was a Daredevil character who became the fourth superhero to take on the mantle of White Tiger. Her superpowers came from the Tiger amulet that grant her enhanced speed and martial arts skills, because we all know that cats are natural martial artists. The amulet has ties to Kunlun, which is the mystical city tied to Iron Fist's mythology and was also teased in Season 1 of Daredevil. The name of the boat that Kilgrave plans to escape on is named Goldfish, which is the title of a comic by Jessica Jones co-creator Brian Michael Bendis. The Stan Lee cameo from Daredevil is reused here, although it's much harder to spot this time around. He can be seen in a picture dressed as an officer hanging on the walls in the police station. Will Simpson's analog in the comics is Frank Simpson, an insane super soldier who goes by the codename Nuke. Nuke was created by Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli in their seminal comic Daredevil Born Again. Simpson takes the same red, white, and blue pills as Nuke in the comics, although instead of having an American flag tattooed on his face, he just has an American flag lighter, which is probably the better way to show your national pride. Kilgrave in the show has a penchant for wearing purple suits, but in the comics he actually has purple skin and goes by the Purple Man. Hey, it fits. In the season finale, there was a nod to this when he got juiced up and we saw purple veins show under his skin. For more on Jessica Jones and everything Marvel, keep it right here on IGN.